happening. Today I'm celebrating rain because it's not snow. It slowed me down and my windshield wiper stopped working and I'm like, oh, when you can't see clearly, there's but one thing to do. Slow down. And isn't it a beautiful time to do that? That to me is what the burning bowl is an opportunity to do. To slow down, to reflect, to look within, and to decide how we want to move forward. I'd like to begin by sending some healing energy to anyone who needs it, restoring us to not only our full voice, but our full mind, body, and spirit. So as we come here, we remember that we have the power to release anything that no longer serves us. And that's not always something negative. I really want to implant that with you. Sometimes there's simply a part of our life that has served its purpose. The freedom to create what we desire comes first from releasing that which may have been holding us back, that which may have just been in our way. And maybe it just, the whole statement of we do it because it's what we've always done. Well, I'm here to remind you that if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. So it makes sense, of course, doesn't it, that to welcome something new into our lives, we have to make room for it, release for what is no longer needed. And that might even look like old clothes in the closet or stuff still packed away in the basement. But more often it looks like limiting thought patterns. Our third unity principle reminds us that our thoughts create our entire existence. We have the creative power and the influence over the events in our lives to determine our experiences. It reminds us that we are creating our lives each and every day with the thoughts that we think. We have this incredible power in our mind. So that's where this burning bowl comes in. This ceremony is my personal favorite of the entire year. I think it has been since more than 20 years ago when I first found unity. This act of naming what is to be released gives us that power, writing it down, and then watching its destruction, crumpling it or burning it, or with the kids, we soak it in water and watch it dissolve. But really, it's an act of in your consciousness, right? It's transformational. So as we come together today, it's a potent reminder for us that we are not bound to our past. We're not bound to our personal histories. We aren't stuck unless we choose to be in our stories. This is our choice to make. So this is a time to reflect on those thought patterns again, to go in, to look at maybe what behaviors or circumstances are no longer meant for us. In our lives, they may not be working any longer for our highest good. And sometimes that even looks like relationships or a job or even a volunteer role. That's one I struggled with for many years. I thought, well, if I don't do it, who will? The whole 20-80 rule. And yet so often when you step aside, someone steps right in to fulfill that blessing for them. It's their turn. So what is yours to do going forward? As we get ready for this meditation that we're going to go through and we're going to experience during this time, as we prepare for our burning bowl, I invite you to look within and be real honest about what's not working, about what isn't yours any longer, that what's no longer serving your highest good. Because that's really what this is about as we begin to reflect on what we wish for the next year. Ask yourself, what must you let go of, or what must you shift in order for you to have the next year that you desire? And just allow your heart to speak through you. Your heart will lead you the way. Allow yourself to step aside, to get out of your head, as we prepare to clear the space for the greatness that's to come, for the greatness that we get to create. In our mind and our soul, there's something new and wonderful about to come in. So allow your heart to show you what you're ready to let go of. And yes, there will be things like procrastination or weight or bad habits, those things that come in that we think about every year and we write them down, sometimes year after year. And that's okay, but I want you to look even a little bit further and honor what you're releasing, that part of you that maybe is held on to something you've been wanting to let go of, and look a little deeper to see why. Is there something that's kept you safe or thinking you're safe? Maybe just a comfort zone. Isn't it funny how we get comfortable in the places that aren't even comfortable because of the fear we have of the future or of the unknown? So this is our opportunity to ground ourselves in faith, to call on those 12 powers within us, and to look forward into the future and realize what it's now safe to let go of. So as we prepare for this time of meditation, you're going to receive a piece of paper where, as we go into meditation, allow yourself just to walk through this meditation into this thought process. And it doesn't even have to make sense. And know that nobody's going to read this or check it for spelling. You're not even going to have to read it again. So you don't have to write out the whole story. But whatever words come to you, and it may not even be a thing, it may be a feeling. Maybe a feeling of hesitation or fear. Maybe just even that feel of uncertainty. And we don't need to know the how. The how is not our business. God will work in and through and as each and every one of us to show us that, to show the way to where we want to be. So now is just your time, again, to go within, be honest about what's not serving your highest good any longer. And honor each of these things that we're releasing them. As we release, we thank them for the ways they have served us in the past. Sometimes even fear serves us. Fear says, look both ways before you cross the street. Sometimes we allow that fear to hold us back and never cross the street. Today I invite you to be willing, to be brave, to be ready, but mostly to be in faith and to trust the process. So as we come down, we're going to pass out the paper. And again, we're going to go into meditation. Don't feel like you have to write everything down, even if you think of something later. The beautiful thing about this process is that we get to do it as often as we need to. We can write things down and release them anytime, and there's great power in writing it down. Because sometimes when you write these things down, you see them from a different perspective. You see them through the eyes that are right here today, not maybe through that perspective that created that habit or that pattern years ago, but through who you are in this moment when we step into faith. We open up our hearts and our minds to show us what is now safe to walk through, to move past, and to leave behind. So we'll go into this meditation. We will allow ourselves to reflect from our heart space, and then to write down what we're going to release. And then when we're ready, we'll come back and we'll take the next step, the step into the future that's waiting for us. So just a moment, everyone will have their paper and their pen. And again, this isn't a challenge to have to write down as much as you can. Don't feel like you have to fill up the paper. Don't feel like you have to make sure you capture all the things, because the willingness to release is all it takes. The willingness to forgive, the willingness to heal. Even if it's a point where you step into that place that says, I don't know how to forgive, I don't know how to heal, I don't know how to let go. You don't have to. Trust this process and trust Spirit who is leading you, guiding you through it. Let's take a deep collective breath together as we get ready for meditation. And give yourself permission to let go of everything that came before this moment. And everything even that's coming after. Give yourself permission to let go of everything that you can. And then let go of the rest. Today we release the things that have fulfilled their purpose in our lives. Our hearts, the spirit within, our soul shows us what is time to release. Today we release that which we no longer want. We let go and we let God do the work in this sacred experience. In this moment, as we let go, we are healed and renewed. We open our hearts to love as we are blessed with peace and joy and harmony. We take another deep breath and just give ourselves permission to write down a word or a thought. Permission to say okay. Permission to say goodbye, to say thank you. To say, even if I don't know how, I forgive you. I forgive me. We let go of those places, those old thought patterns, those limiting beliefs that maybe we've been carrying our whole life. And we set them down now. We honor them with love, with gratitude. For each one of these things brought us to this day, to this moment, to this person. And we allow ourselves to look a little bit deeper, going a little bit further into our hearts, to see if there's any place, any old wounds, any fear that we're ready to let go of. And we give that a name. Just in a word or two, we write it down. If there's any places of grief, as we honor those people and those situations, maybe those roles, those hats that we've worn, we thank them for blessing our lives. And we allow them to rest in the place that they held in our past. And we step forward. We honor even the experiences that may have hurt us or held us back, as they helped us grow. And we release, we let go, and we step forward. With each pattern or circumstance, each pain or grievance that we write down, we honor the space that it held, and we release, and we step forward. As we let go, we make room for the new year, for a new beginning, for new opportunities. So if there's something that you hesitate to let go of, to release, allow yourself to know that there is something even greater that will take its place. Maybe it's worry about someone else that it's time to let go of, and place that worry, that concern, into the hands of the universe, into the hands of love, into the hands of God. Maybe it's plans even. Plans that you haven't taken the next step for, that you've been waiting on. Sometimes we even let go of that we've been looking forward to, so that we can be present in this moment. Maybe it's excuses or patterns. Whatever's left in you, even if you're uncertain, write it down. Give yourself permission to let go. As we write these notes of release, we do so from a place of love. Love for ourselves, knowing that we no longer have to carry the burdens. We no longer have to carry that's been holding us back, the things that have been holding us down. We no longer have to carry old resentments or unforgiveness. Allow yourself to set those down, to let those go, to leave them behind. A mistake you made, maybe something you said that you wish you hadn't. This is a time for a new beginning. So if there's something in your way, even if it's something you've loved for so long. Even when we set down something we love, we do so with gratitude. It served a wonderful purpose in our life, and it has fulfilled that purpose. So we step forward. Now take one more collective breath, and if there's anything else, even just a word, a feeling, even if you don't know what it's tied to, take one more opportunity to check in. To check in with your heart, with your spirit. Maybe even in those places where you hide things away. Check in and see if there's anything there that you're ready to let go of, that you're ready to release into the universe, to make room for what's ready for you. If there's anything else, even just a feeling, write it down, and don't worry if you haven't. Because our thoughts are prayers. And as we think of the things that we want to release, it is done. And just take a big, deep breath. And when you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, open up your eyes. And again, don't worry. I know there's usually one or two people that want to keep writing and keep writing. But you get to let go as often or as frequently as you need to. It doesn't end today. For me, I learned many years ago from one of my mentors, Edwin Gaines, that at the end of every day, we have the chance to say, who have I put outside of my heart today? And maybe it's even ourselves. In that moment, we forgive, we release, we let go, and we start again. And that's what we've done here today. So now, we crinkle our papers as we crinkle them all up, and just know that they have lost their form, they've lost their power. Unity, we teach about affirmations and denials, and just know in that crinkling of that paper, you have stated a denial without words. You said that these things no longer have any power over you, that they no longer determine what's to come. And so I believe there's going to be a place to place, a can to place them? Yes. Right up in front of me, probably, that I just can't see. And so as we place these crinkled papers into this can, I want you to bless them, bless the past, so that we don't carry any resentment over letting them go, because sometimes these feelings can stir up even after. So as you come up to place, are we coming up or are we? Yeah, okay. So as you come up to place them in that can, bless them as you place them there. Say, thank you and goodbye. I bless you and I release. I bless you and I release. Yeah, yeah. I bless you and I release. Stacy. What a powerful reminder. So, okay, I am the youth director, so that sometimes explains my behavior. But I want everyone to take a moment to allow their inner child all the way up through their current selves to shake all that stuff off. Come on, shake it off. Let me see. Come on, don't hold back. Anything that's left, just shake it off. Because sometimes we're like, oh, but maybe I should hold on to that, just in case. But you know what? If there's anything that we let go of, that we don't have to, see, I hear it over there. Jackie can read my mind, and she has the talent to just play it when it happens. Shake, shake, shake. I love it. Go ahead, let's do it. Shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. I love it. I love you guys. I've always wished for someone that could, well, not always read my mind, but hear the songs and play them when they're playing in my head. You're good.
Is it really in your head?
Oh, well, the shake, shake, yes, absolutely. Shake, shake, shake. Doesn't that feel good, though? Just to be able to shake it off, to let it go. And to know that if there's anything that we let go of that's meant to be a part of tomorrow, it'll show back up, don't worry. But I also want to remind you that this is something to do often. Charles Fillmore taught about chemicalization, which is kind of like when you set a goal, maybe to eat healthier, and then there's a knock on your door and your best friend is standing there with your favorite dessert 5 minutes after you set that goal. That's chemicalization, except it doesn't always show up as cheesecake. Sometimes it shows up as bigger challenges or old temptations. And so this is a process that we get to repeat as often as we need. So when you have those moments where chemicalization is happening, shake, shake, shake. Sometimes literally just giving yourself something to do, an action to take. Move it, move. Yes. Oh, we could have a soundtrack going. I love it. Music is my love language, so there's often songs playing. Thank you for joining me in that. But truly give yourself just a statement, an affirmation of movement, that when those things show up, when those temptations to return to what we've let go of show up, that you just shake it off and remember that there's a higher purpose waiting for you, and that the things in our past no longer serve our highest good. They served their purpose when they were needed. And what a blessing they were when they showed up. Sometimes even the challenges just caused us to take a different direction. And we don't want to keep going that way anymore. We want to go in the new direction. So shake it off as often as you need it. So now that we've made room for the new, imagine clearing your closet. And then you know that the minute you release what no longer serves you, the things that you may fit into one day again when you get back to that high school stage. Come on, I'm not the only one. Or the things that, they're just for that special occasion and we keep waiting. First of all, if it's for a special occasion, every day is a special occasion. Put it on, wear it, use the good dishes, right? But when we make room for the new, we get to welcome in what's next. Can you imagine if somebody said, if you get rid of everything in your home that no longer serves you, I will buy you a new wardrobe, I'll buy you, I will replace it for you. Can you imagine if that? You'd be like, okay, that can go, that can go, that can go. Well, just imagine that as we create this space for the new, the opportunities are going to rise up to meet you. So it's time to begin. Now that we have released, it's time to begin to envision what's next. What might be next for you? Give yourself permission just to picture, just even one thing that you can be excited about, anticipate, look forward to. Because now is the time to begin. It's the time to make a new list for tomorrow. We made our list to let go of our list of the past. Now it's time to step into gratitude. Even ground ourselves a little further into faith and to thank God in advance. Because we know in unity we talk about consciousness. Our mind creates everything. And yes, there can be a storm going on outside, and we can look and we can complain about the rain, and we can complain about whatever the weather may be, or we can say thank you for watering the grass. We can say thank you for watering the earth, and we can look forward to what's going to grow, to what's going to blossom afterwards. It's always your choice because it's always about a state of consciousness. So the ritual of releasing whatever it was that held you back, and we probably share a lot of the same things, but it's different for everyone. Even if we're each many of us may be releasing procrastination or unforgiveness or whatever the common themes may be. They're each very different and personal for each of us. But as we release, we allow ourselves to create a room in our minds, in our state of consciousness, in our hearts, for new thoughts, for a new belief system, for new behaviors, new opportunities. And as we create that space, it opens up our minds and our hearts, as we give ourselves permission, to unlimited possibilities. Can you imagine what tomorrow might look like if you were firmly grounded in your faith in God, not your faith in the fears, not your faith in the fear of the unknown, but in your faith and spirit and all these teachings we talk about? If you were brave, can you imagine what tomorrow might look like if you were brave and courageous? What might that look like? The possibilities are unlimited. So take a moment just to picture that. What might that look like? What might it look like if you were living in your highest good? If the universe were serving your divine purpose and showing you the way for you to take that next step and that next step into this life that you are here to live. Now is the time to consider the future. And also give yourself permission to know that it might look different than what you imagine. It might be even greater than that. Sometimes we have a picture in our mind, and if it doesn't look like that, we lose sight of all the ways it looks even better. So as you picture that future, as you picture who you want to be as we step into the new year, I invite you to think this thought: this or something greater. This or something greater. And that opens up our minds and the possibility for it to look even greater than our own minds have pictured. Because we often keep ourselves in a box because it feels safe there, doesn't it? But those things in that can right there, those things aren't safe to carry with you forward because they hold you back. So as we say this or something greater, we open up any blocks, any limitations that we may have been carrying around without even knowing it. This is our time to visualize what we want to take into the new year, what we want to take place of those things. We've cleared the closet. What would you like it to be filled with next? What has been released is no longer there. So what do you visualize showing up? What do you want to experience next in your life? How do you want it to take shape? What do you want to look like? Who do you want to be? What do you want to bring to the table? Maybe it's a greater sense of peace. It's not always something to hang in the closet, so to speak. Sometimes it's rising up into a new state of consciousness. It's always rising up into a new state of consciousness. But sometimes it's a certain thing we want to be or bring into the new year. As we get ready to write our letters of gratitude, which is what we're going to do next, our letters of gratitude in advance to God. Imagine you're writing a letter to 1 year from now. You're writing to God, you are celebrating, you're saying, thank you, God. What is it you want to thank God for? What is it that you're going to bring into this experience of 2025? And what is it that you hope the universe brings in this year to you? And how can you celebrate as we begin to remember in advance? And allow yourself to, your imagination, it's one of our powers, it's my favorite of the 12 powers, I think, to imagine what you're going to be remembering a year from now throughout this year. And a great way to do that maybe would be to walk through 2024 and give gratitude for what came in this year. And then imagine how it will be coming in an even greater way to you in the year ahead. So let's begin by trusting that the universe is hearing our thoughts, because our thoughts are always prayers. And as we bring these things into our mind, let us trust and affirm that they're being brought to us, that we are being brought to them in our lives. So trust your spiritual gifts in the new year, because you have these gifts already inside of you, the gift to create whatever it is that you desire. The experience, even when circumstances may not be aligned around you, you are aligned in your state of consciousness, in your faith. And that is what you get to bring And what you bring, your light, radiates even in the darkness. There can't be darkness when the light is shining, and you are the light. So how will you let your light shine this new year? If you're grounded in faith and felt brave, what might the new year look like to you? So you have control over whatever it is you carry into this new year. And I want you, as you just go through this writing of these letters, just to give your thanks, true pouring out of gratitude from your heart to God, to the Christ presence within you that will lead you on this journey into the places you desire and you are serving, and you have this purpose and this gift of life to live. So a paper will come around, and really allow yourself to go into your heart. Again, come out of your mind and go into your heart space. And picture what it might look like through the eyes of your heart, what this year will look like to you. Your letters from last year, if you wrote them here, were sent out, I believe, at the beginning of this month. And you may have already opened them and gotten a glance. And I want you in this moment, if there was anything in that letter that you're like, didn't do that, to know that your prayers were heard. And sometimes things take a little bit more time. And sometimes it just requires us aligning our mind, again, just like the burning bowl, over and over. Realign and reaffirm, step back into that faith as often as you need to. In Isaiah 43:18 and 19, it says, "Do not remember the former things, or ponder the things of the past. Listen carefully. I am about to do a new thing. Now it will spring forth. You will not be aware of it. I will even put a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." Do not remember the former things or ponder the things of the past. Listen carefully. I am about to do a new thing, and now it will spring forward. Your gifts are many, and your power is greater than you even realize. May this be the year you take these truths into your heart and live boldly as the spiritual being that you are. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to be in a place of gratitude, in a place of celebration as you write this letter to God. Thank you, God, for the love in our lives, for the healing that takes place, for the opportunities, for the awareness, the deeper level of consciousness. Thank you for this return to memory of wholeness. Know that God hears these meditations of your heart. And as you write, bless each statement of gratitude in advance, knowing and affirming that your prayers are heard, whether they're written or not. We thank you, God, for showing us the way, the path, the journey into a deeper sense of faith, for opening us up to the guidance that is ours to receive. For leading us through forgiveness, through any challenges that may arise. We thank you for the moments of pride and love and celebration, for the moments of peace and stillness, for the simple moments of beauty and awareness. For the moments when we are reminded of our own truth. and the opportunities to remind one another. If you finish your letters, I believe you may have envelopes to place them in and address them to yourselves. And if you're done, as we take time for honoring each other, as each person takes their time in writing these letters, just allow yourself to hold that in prayer. Hold it to your heart, or just place your hands on your letter. And give gratitude for you, for the Christ presence in you, moving through you, in you, as you. For this gift of knowing and affirming that you are the light, and that the light you bring into this world will bless each and every step and every person you come in contact with, and will ripple out and bless even those we don't know. So as we thank God in advance, we thank God for the blessings that we will never even know or see, but that are taking place around us all the time. The blessings in our lives, blessings in this world, we thank you. We thank you for peace, for healing, for love. And we thank you for allowing us to be a conduit for this love, for this healing, and for peace in the world. And know that, again, if things come up later that you want to give thanks for, this exercise, this gift, can be done throughout the year in your journal, in your prayers. There's no greater prayer than the act of saying thank you. So we thank you, God, for all that came before, for all that is now, and for all that is yet to come. And so it is. Now as the ushers come forward, they're going to collect your letters. If you're not done writing, go ahead. Your time is not up. You can keep writing if you need to. Make sure you address your envelope to you. And in a year from now, just like what happened a few weeks ago, I believe, these letters will be mailed back to you. So as you place them in the basket, as the basket comes around, just send an extra energy and prayer for love and for blessings over all that we have thought and even those things that will come to us later. Give thanks for the year ahead. Amen. We shook off what we no longer wanted to take. Now I want you to feel the excitement of what's to come. Take a moment right now to think of one or two things that you may have written down and step in this moment into that time, into that mindset of when they have been fulfilled. How will you feel? What will you look like? How will you stand? Whatever it was that you wrote down, whatever you hope this new year brings to you, step into the moment when you can say, yes, it happened. And give yourself permission just to, maybe a smile comes over your face, or maybe you do want to shout yes. Give yourself permission to feel that right now. How will you feel? Can you feel the gratitude? Not thank you, God, for hearing me and hopefully it happens, but yes, thank you. Right now I feel this and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for this intention that I have set. I'm grateful for this life that I'm living, for the mindset that I have given permission to grow, to bloom, to blossom. Can you feel that in this moment? If you stepped in right now as if it were done right this moment, can you feel that? Because that's the power of faith. That's the power of living this tremendous life that we've been given, knowing that any moment we can shift, we can release, and we can begin again. Now is the time to begin. And I'm so excited to see where your journey leads you. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you. So give yourself permission to celebrate all that came before, and to celebrate what's yet to come. And in this moment, in this very moment, which is all that truly exists, the past is just a memory, and the future is just our imagination, but in this moment, celebrate the gift of this community, of this life, of this heart, of this you that is living your life right now. Because I see your light, and it is truly beautiful. Right in this moment, before anything else changes, you are the light of the world, and your gift is a gift to be shown, to be seen, to be celebrated. Now we go into prayer, but take this celebration with you as Jackie blesses us with her gift and her music. No, Stacy, well, you're both going to bless us. And these ladies have such tremendous gifts. And know that even when they don't show up as music, and some of us, they show up in other ways, the way they shine their light and their gifts is a perfect example of all the reasons we should shine and celebrate ours. Because when we do, we bless others. So thank you both for your blessing us.